My family have lived off the grid in this remote rainforest for 60 years. When I walk through the forest, I notice each tree, insect, and bird, and feel my deep connection to this place. The kingfisher swoops and the black cockatoos sing above. I imagine my grandparents as a young couple, conceiving the dream of an off-grid paradise hidden deep in the ancient rainforest, where food is abundant and tropical fruit grows all year round, where their children and grandchildren could live a life of safety, a life lived in harmony with the land. And with a deep sense of wonder, I realize that I am living in the dream that my family created all those years ago. In 3 generations of choosing this alternative life away from civilization, we have achieved a lot, but we still have a long way to go. But what I've realized the most is that when you work to make the world a better place, even in the smallest ways, it can have a profound impact. Maybe not immediately, maybe it will only be generations on that feel the ripples of your actions. But the power of dreaming of a better future for those who come next cannot be underestimated. Slowly, our grandparents began the transformation, clearing invasive weeds and planting thousands of fruit trees. Over the decades, they created an immense food forest that still thrives today. Each season brings a new harvest, and with it, a reminder of the generosity in planting a tree. It's a gift that keeps giving for generations. 60 years on, we still eat from those same trees. We're still nourished by the love and care that they gave to this land. Our grandparents returned to the earth a long time ago, but still, the trees that they planted grow taller each year, and they're still dotted with nutritious, shining gifts. Now, 3 generations later, we still carry the same dream, to create a circular food forest and live in harmony with nature. Our grandparents planted the initial trees, and then our parents planted more, and then cleared invasive weeds in the depths of the forest. And now it's our turn to care for the land, and the work isn't done yet. There's still trees to care for and patches of bush so overgrown that you can't get to them. So slowly, we're clearing weeds, planting trees, and continuing to grow this dream that started all those years ago. We're not doing it alone though. The goats help us so much. They eat the invasive weeds, so we fenced in the fruit trees and introduced this little flock of regenerators. They spend their days finding weeds and demolishing them, which lets us focus on other work, although there's still always a lot of manual weeding to do. As summer approaches and the rainforest's wild growth kicks in, our job lists are full. But in the morning sun, the trees that our grandparents planted still glisten, and they give us inspiration like nothing else. The avocados grown from a simple dream, they give us purpose. They remind us that actions live on. Our grandparents planted these trees for a future that they wouldn't see, for a world that they could only ever imagine. They remind us to do the same, to create gifts for the land and for those who will come after us. To understand that care is a ripple moving through time.
The avocados are thriving so much this year because we've been working hard on clearing the orchards of weeds. This is a camphor laurel and this is a radiata pine. And we've been ring barking them so that they die off, so that the fruit trees and the native plants can grow.
The sheep have their own important role. They prefer grass, so they graze through the orchards and save us from having to brush cut. Their character is different too, so much more chill than a goat. Sheep feel like a lifelong friend. Goats, on the other hand, are like cheeky siblings, always up to mischief, but you can't help to love them. The animals do so much for the land. Their roles are so intertwined with the food forest. Weeding, fertilizing, regenerating. But what they teach us the most is joy. They don't take life too seriously. They skip down the hill, chase each other through the trees, and remind us to take a break sometimes. So instead of spending all of our day weeding, fencing, planting, they remind us to spend some time just jumping into the water or floating on our backs or to just breathe. To appreciate this place because we're living in the dream that our family started all of those years ago.
No log? No log. All right, 3, 2, 1.
The reflections are painted with swirling orchards and native hoop pines and lily-pillies that tower over the banks. The reflections paint a picture only ever dreamed of, and we feel so proud to be part of its vision. The orchards, the 60-year-old fruit trees, and the systems of nature are all entwined. They let us remember that with small inputs, anything is possible. Julia has been working on the kitchen garden, nurturing the soil with thick mulch and homemade compost. The mulch is made from invasive trees over the farm that we've cut down and made chip from. Now we make use of that byproduct, feed the nutrition back into the soil. We always have marigolds as a natural pest deterrent. They attract the good insects and pollinators love them, but they deter harmful insects and nematodes. They grow so easily, so Julia just spreads the seeds and they'll sprout in no time.
The orchard's looking so good, Julia. What do you think about chia all down here?
Yes!
There's already some growing.
Really?
Yeah, and it's flowering.
Do you mean like straight off the rock wall?
Maybe? We planted these trees maybe 4 years ago now. I've got a little orchard here of tiny saplings that are growing quite well. But the problem is that we can't let the sheep or goats into here because they like to eat the small fruit trees. They just think that they're doing their job really well and they eat the fruit trees as well. So it's a bit of a hard situation because we also have to keep all the weeds down so they don't overgrow over the new saplings. We planted this finger lime last year and it's looking so happy. I can't wait until we get finger limes. Finger limes are native to this rainforest in different regions of Australia, and they're these type of citrus that are like long like a finger, and they've got like the yummiest kind of lime inside, I would say would be the closest thing. They're delicious. This is Amarillo peanut, which is a ground cover that grows really well in this region, and it's amazing because it protects the whole soil and makes sure that weeds doesn't come up, and it feeds nutrition back into the soil and looks after the plant. So we really want to grow it thick in this whole orchard. That's our plan. We collected all of the manure from the goat pens, so we've fed the trees with that, so really fertilizing the soil with their poop and just making use of everything.
Planting a tree is not as simple as just planting a tree. It requires a lifetime of care. When they're young, they are so fragile. You need to water them and weed them and keep them safe from weather events. But years later, they will fruit and they will thank you for this care. We planted this orchard with the help of our patrons. We're so grateful to everyone that supports us over there, and we're so excited to plant more trees and regenerate the forest, so thank you so much.
So we normally rely on our sheep and our goats to do all of the mowing around here. So they eat all of the grass and they love it. It's like their job. They have the best time. But we have one problem with this, which is if they have any small saplings, then they eat those too. So we have a few areas on the farm where we can't let the sheep and goats into, and for this reason we have to manually mow or brush cut these areas. But Mammotion gave us this pretty special present of a robot lawnmower. I don't know if it's going to work on our steep rainforest terrain, so today I'm going to test it out and see, and if it does work, it solves all of our problems of naughty goats and will really look after the newly planted saplings. So the plan is that we need to brush cut this orchard before we can mow this orchard. So first we need to clear it of everything that can kind of be in the way. So any bits of lantana or just twigs or things like that we need to clear away so that we can get started on the process.
This side of the paddock has no saplings, so I'm letting the fluffy lawnmowers do their job here.
This paddock is teaching us not to be perfectionists. We're just doing it one little bit at a time. So we're going to do the edge on that side first and just let the sheep kind of graze down this area and do their thing. And then slowly we'll keep moving across this paddock until we can make the whole paddock an orchard. The macadamia trees at this time of year are so beautiful. They get these flowers all over the tree and it looks like a magical different world. Our biggest goal this year, I think, is to get all of the fruit trees really fruiting well, because they don't cope that well when they're overgrown and you've got too many trees close together and we don't get a lot of fruit off most of the trees on the farm. And it's a real shame, so we really want to focus on getting all of the orchards under control, getting them grazed down by the animals and by mowers, and just taking care of them.
After spending the afternoon clearing the paddock of any sticks, it's now time to test out the mower. The first step is just mapping out the area that we want mowed, and it relies off GPS signal to remember this. Then it's time to test it and see how it goes navigating the hillside.
I can't believe it, it mows so perfectly and it worked perfectly on our steep terrain. So this is incredible. This is going to solve all of our problems of naughty goats. It's going to mean that we can plant more fruit trees everywhere. The sheep and goats can just stay in the paddocks with all of the established fruit trees and keep doing their job there. And in these paddocks that we have smaller fruit trees, we've got a robot lawnmower now. Thank you again, Mammotion, and we'll link the robot mower in the description below so you can check it out. You got a long stick.
This week I've been really progressing on the bamboo camper build.
Aphrodite's hiding from the flies. I think Poet's underneath there as well. That goes like that. That's so good!
Last week you might remember that I had some problems, but Julia gave me some advice and pointed out that my roof section was way too claustrophobic, especially if I had a tarp over the top, so I've been redesigning. I'm using all of the same elements that I already made, but extending the pop-up so that there's more space in the sleeping area.
So now I'm just reattaching this piece back into here. So the plan is, it should be able to go up like, say that.
I had to take some steps backwards to get here, but now it feels like this camper is really going to work. Every day of this build, I feel like I understand the material of bamboo so much more. At first, I was treating it too much like wood, and it's technically a grass, so this just wasn't working. I had pieces splitting, and everything was hard. But now I'm treating it like the flexible but strong, transformable but sometimes fragile material that it is, really utilizing its lightness and hollowness.
Okay, the next step is to take out the top of this part and then drill little holes in it so that this will fit into it, so it will hold itself up, and then I'm finished the roof. Okay, so this is how it works. These things poke out a little far, for now. Then this pokes out, and then something, I'll probably get something smaller than this, but something pokes through and that stops it from going anywhere. Same thing on this side. Get the legs first. Then you lift it up. Then
over on my channel, Anastasia
comes
Vanderbyl, you can see
over.
more in-depth videos on this bamboo camper build.
Ta-da! It's so good! And you've got lots of room to sit up. It's perfect. And then a mosquito net over there, and then a tarp that I could pin over there, so it's lots of room, very airy. It's perfect. I'm so proud. So we really want to get the goats into this paddock so that they can have more grass to eat, more places to be, but we need to do it, well, we need to do 1,000 jobs, but there's a storm coming tomorrow, which would mean the road that we use to get here, which is way off into the bush, will become pretty unusable. So we're going to try to get all the jobs we can get done today before the rain comes in. This is a fence that's very broken, and I don't know how the sheep or goats haven't found their way through. So this is our first job today, fixing this up, and we did some fencing a few days ago, which we might steal a bit of extra mesh off it and then put it here so that they can't get through it.
Fencing is one of those jobs that just never ends. This paddock we've been trying to fence for over a year now, and slowly we're making progress. Hopefully soon it will be all ready for the goats to go in. But I'm sure once they're allowed in, they'll manage to find a hole that we missed, or a fallen log that they can jump over, or a tree that they can climb into and then jump from. And straight away, they'll tease us that they escaped.
I got wire! Oh! Oh! Jumping ants. Oh no, there's another one! Get him off! Maybe we should stop fencing. This is the hole that we made in the fence, and this is where the jumping ant's nest is. And a jumping ant sting is like the worst ant sting ever, and it's a whole nest of hundreds of them. But now we've made a hole in the fence so the sheep and goats can get out if we leave it. So we need to continue, and we need to just see what happens. Get stung. Oh, there's jumping ants everywhere.
Yeah.
There's like 10 jumping ants. I know. Okay, I can see where it's attached, so I'm gonna go in there, but there's jumping ants that are staring at me. Okay. Now it's literally in the nest is where it's stuck. So you're gonna pull jumping ants onto yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna be angry. Oh, there's thousands! There's thousands! Ow! Oh, ow, 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 ow! It was on my snips. How many stings did you get? 5! I only got 1. Oh my god, they are angry.
Even when there's thousands of stinging ants, and even when these fences break at a rate faster than we fix them, I love these afternoons of fencing with Mum. In the gold light, we spend most of our time laughing, or sometimes crying from ant stings, but mostly laughing.
I've stirred them up now anyway, so I just... Oh, not bad.
In it?
In it! Ow! 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 Well, maybe we don't have to clip it today. Well, like, the goats aren't gonna escape through an ant's nest, are they?
No, there's already out here now.
Yeah, there's thousands.
Too bad.
So, yeah. We finished this little section, so I don't think any goat is getting through there. We didn't wire it in the section where there is an ant's nest, but I don't think the goats will go through the ant's nest because they're smarter than that and they don't want to get stung. So I think we're done. Our next job is clearing up this fence line. As you can see, it's very overgrown, and we put it up a few months ago, but since then there's been cyclones and storms and probably a lot of stuff have fallen on it. So we're gonna clear it up and make it so that it's goat proof.
This is just a temporary fence, but it works well in this steep part of the forest where fencing with a permanent fence would be very difficult. And the goats mostly respect this type of fence because sometimes they're electrified.
I honestly was expecting it to be a lot worse after the cyclone. I shouldn't say that, touch wood. This time of afternoon is so beautiful because everything's just lit up in this golden light, and I'd want to just go for a walk to appreciate the beauty, but instead fencing is even better because I can find purpose in what I'm doing as well as just appreciating the beauty of the world.
I think that finding joy in work and finding purpose in the meanwhile is a two-way street. This job acts as an afternoon stroll in the forest, it acts as exercise, it acts as work, it sometimes acts as a puzzle that needs to be solved, and it acts as a job ticked off the list. This combination brings me so much purpose.
Everything grows so fast in the rainforest that suddenly there's ferns growing through the fences everywhere. Please let go. It's supposed to be our dry season, so that's when the growth kind of slows down and we've got like a little bit of time to breathe in from the relentless growth of the rainforest. Meanwhile, this is the fence line. We put this fence up a few months ago and already it's this overgrown. I'm underneath a whole canopy. It is intense. It's actually okay. I think that despite it being so overgrown, I think the goats won't get through, so I think we're sorted. I think we're done for the day. I'm not sure whether this is an invasive elephant ear or a native one, and I can't work it out no matter how much I try to research it, but it's growing very fast, so I'm worried that it is invasive, and if it is, I'm pretty worried about it, but if it's not, it's beautiful.
Thank you for watching, and thank you so much to our patrons who support our tree planting and rainforest regeneration journey.